Welcome viewers, this is Winch here. I want to do my first sidearm weapon review in Battlefield 4 because I was curious about this weapon, the Shorty 12-gauge shotgun. The only shotgun we can have is a sidearm in Battlefield 4 with all classes, that is. And this was a concept that was a little bit controversial when Battlefield 4 announced this, that we would have access to a shotgun as a sidearm. And this is interesting what just happened there. And before I really dive into the specifics of this weapon, I'm going to identify why I think that there's a big shortcoming choosing this weapon as a sidearm. I don't really blame the weapon. I think there's a bigger picture here going on with Battlefield 4, and we all know it's still present, and this is PlayStation 4 gameplay. But I think it's netcode, really, is what boils down to with this weapon. Now, in certain circumstances like this, I'm not sure if the stairs there have an influence of the damage model, but it should not take 3 shots of this weapon at that range, shooting from the hip to put down an enemy. This thing does do the lowest amount of damage of all the shotguns, obviously. It has 8 pellets in it, and each pellet does 18 damage, and drops off at 30 meters to a significant drop-off. And the damage model at that range, what was it? Yes, it goes down to 6 damage at 30 meters per pellet, so it's pretty weak. Anything beyond 30 meters, so I'm not sure why you would be shooting anything that range anyway. But you see a lot of that too, trading kills. But what I'm going to show you is a range eclipse here. 30 meters to you probably means nothing like it does to me as well. What you need to know is when to pull the trigger, when not to. And overall, in Battlefield 4, I'm going to make a general synopsis because I've unlocked all the shotguns. I have nothing against shotguns. If you ball or if you run with the shotgun, you're a baller in my opinion, because these weapons, in my whole opinion, in this game right now are basically broken. I mean, utterly useless. They're very frustrating for me, very difficult for you, or at least for me, to use them in the gameplay. I think you're really at a hindrance to a lot of these guns out there. If your aim's not dead on, you're going to be punished very quickly, regardless of what weapon's in your enemy opponent's hands, whether it be a sniper rifle, a pistol, what have you. If you missed, you're dead. That's the fact. I'll guarantee you that with these weapons. Doesn't matter if there's automatic or pump action shotguns. Now, obviously, this weapon, it is pump action. It's one thing to note now. I've got the ghost ring sight on it, and check this out. What just happened there? I mean, how does that guy have 10 health left when it's a headshot at point blank range? Again, strange things. But one thing to note is that you cannot aim down sights with this weapon until you unlock a sight. So don't think that pulling this weapon out right off the bat that you're going to be able to aim down sights. That's why you cannot. You have to unlock a sight actually to do it. There you can see at that range there. I mean, again, it took still 3 shots to put that guy down at that range. 2 right here on this guy. I'm like, this thing to me, it does not seem like it's doing. It doesn't seem like it's doing 18. It doesn't seem like it's doing the damage that I quoted earlier with the stats. Again, that supposedly has 8 pellets, each doing 18 damage. I'm just not seeing it, at these ranges. If you got that circle on at least half of the enemy target, that should be all it takes, with those kind of damage stats. But again, what I really, there's a hit marker again on that guy, 2 more on this guy. It's like there's something about this gun. It's very inconsistent, and again, I can generalize that my observation with all the shotguns. Here's a similar circumstance I was to earlier in the footage. It seems like sometimes I get kills with this gun and I like it, and then other times I'm like, what just happened? Why is it taking 2 shots, 3 shots when it was only taking 1 before? And it seems like the same set of circumstances as previous situations. Again, here, what's going on here? I swear I'm getting the shot on this guy, and yet we're trading, not even trading kills. He's putting me down. But I think this situation right here really kind of exemplifies what you expect with the shotgun. Here I'm aiming down sights. Okay, we got a guy coming up here. Gonna slow this down. I feel like at this range, this is pretty much out of reach of this weapon. There's 1 hit, 2 hit, 3 hits, and yet he still has 28 health left. So it's like, I mean, I felt at that range it was at the actual limit of the weapon, but with 3 shots I should have killed that guy. And you could easily see in that footage there that I got 3 distinct hit markers, and yet I still did not succeed in putting him down. So again, range is severely limited with this weapon. Of course, that's a no-brainer. But all in all, what I find out with this weapon is that there's better options. The G18, a sidearm pistol, is a great weapon, fully automatic pistol. The 93R beast mode on. I mean, I can shoot guys from 50 meters away with the 93R, no problem, and a close range. So again, why would you want to limit yourself with a shotgun? Right here too, another epic fail. I'm like getting hit markers on the guy that's running right by me at point blank range, bear in mind. You can see the blood splattering up, so somehow the game's not registering hits on any of these guys. And the guy behind him puts speed down, so I don't know how I didn't get anybody in that circumstance. Again, netcode, netcode, netcode. There really is, if there's anything that demonstrates netcode more than anything in this game right now, it's shotguns. Doesn't matter if it's a Shorty, the 870, what have you. Guys, you'll pull the trigger, you'll see the hit marker, they'll run behind the cover, and it's like, what just happened? Did they run behind the cover, or did I get the hit marker on them first? Which is it? You know, so this is a criticism I have of this weapon. It's difficult for me to delve into shotguns right now, considering how frankly broken the game is. I mean, I'm really enjoying Battlefield 4, but there are certain circumstances and stuff like netcode that I just don't see being addressed, and I have to be critical from developers, and from my perspective here is like, you know, guys, they're talking about bugs and fixes, but netcode does not seem high on the list. Here you can see again, center mass shot, hit marker, and yet this guy lived through that. I mean, what? At this range? I mean, that's 10 feet away from me, if that. So it took 2 shots there again. Inconsistency. That's what I'm coming up to. If there is anything I can say about this weapon, it's inconsistent. And again, obviously the netcode really hindrances here, as I show you again. Hitting a guy, hit markers, and then somehow he just continues running behind cover. Again, these frames, I stop here just to kind of show exactly what's going on here frame by frame. So it's frustrating. But for that being said too, I mean, I still going 11-2 here, and obviously these people are not playing with their sidearms, they're playing with their primaries, so actually end up getting MVP on this match. So again, not obviously a bad loadout, not a terrible bad sidearm. I would take this over a lot of the other sidearms that we have in the game. You know, like the MP443 or just your standard. It seems like a lot of the pistols and the sidearms in this game are very similar, and that being they're just semi-auto, they do the same damage, the same recoil, they have the same ammo capacity, and you really just kind of spam the trigger. You know, really think that the only sidearms that really stand out from my perspective are obviously the Shorty here, the 93R, the G18, and the Compact 45, and the Rex. All the other sidearms, they're really kind of, I mean, they're really all the same. So in my experience right now, I'm really liking the Compact 45, and I would probably say the 93R. I really can't choose, to be honest with you. Compact 45, the 93R, and the G18, and to me are my 3 top sidearms. The Magnum was a big disappointment. That thing's just... I've two-shot a guys at point-blank range, and they still live through it. So that gun, I think, needs to be addressed as well. Obviously, if you get a headshot, finally it's a one-shot kill. But all in all, this weapon, again, it's short, compact. I mean, it can pull you out of a bind. It's a good complement to, you know, recons or guys that really anticipate point-blank range engagements. And that's really what sidearms are focused on. I mean, you really need to be anticipating point-blank range engagements when you pull out a sidearm. I'm guilty about not pulling my sidearm out frequently enough. Again, here, pause this. You can see the flash from my gun. I'm shooting first here, no question, because the guys are up the stairs, but yet we trade kills. Again, classic example. You guys, I'm sure, have seen videos, countless videos like this. This is pretty much the first time I really spent some time talking about it. But netcode is the shortcoming here in the game. And that's really a surprise here in Battlefield. I mean, it was kind of a criticism in Battlefield 3, but really, if there's anything the game needs to have is good netcode. And unfortunately, with Battlefield 4 being such a great shooter and a fun game, this is a huge shortcoming right now. This is my big pet peeve with the game. All the crashes aside on either console or PC, I played them both, they all crash. But all that stuff aside, I still get you know, majority of my matches stay connected. But I want the matches that I am in, I want to feel like the gunplay is solid, crisp, responsive, and on target. And unfortunately, it feels like Battlefield's kind of struggling here. Call of Duty, from my experience, was more crisp and responsive to this. The netcode was not an issue there, and not to really compare the two, but in Killzone 2 right now, I'm playing that as well. netcode's not an issue there as well. So it's like, I don't know what it takes to get this fixed, but I hope they can soon. But that's my review of the Shorty, guys. Please like and subscribe. Let me know what you think about the comments. There's the MVP somehow. But thanks for watching. I'll have more reviews of weapons to come in the future. Thanks.